How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for habitsunplugged.com. Today I wanted to talk about teaching an old dog new tricks. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Let's go. Let's have a walk. You know, can you change? Can you learn to be optimistic about yourself? Can you learn to do different things when you go older? You know, I mean, it's part of the old brainwashing that we're sort of accustomed to throughout our lives, is that the older you get, the less capable you are. You know, modern society pushes this on us in massive amounts. You know that, we're surrounded by youth on the TV. That youth is the only thing that matters. How young you are and how quick you can move, and all that kind of stuff. Now, personally, I think that there should be a premium set on experience in life, people's experience. The world is changing very quickly in some ways, technologically. We're getting faster and faster, information is moving much more quickly than it used to. And it can seem like, what was valid and relevant yesterday is no longer valid today. And as I say, it is relevant in some areas. You go back to Windows 98 on your computer, and most of the stuff that worked 20 years ago will no longer work today. Most of the stuff that you have today will never work on a Windows 98 machine. Same thing when you look at mobile phone apps. My sister recently gave her daughter an old iPhone 4 for a birthday. It was a used machine, but it was perfectly good. I mean, they were built to great standards. But the problem was that it won't take any modern apps. Now, modern technology is built that way, to be defunct after 2 or 3 years. I'm filming on a phone now. It's a Samsung S6 Galaxy, I think, something like that. Edge, that's what it is, an Edge. It's got a funny looking screen on it. And I was pulled in by the marketing of this thing. Mostly I was pulled in by the fact that I could do good videos on it, that I had image stabilization. So that's the reason I bought it. But it's 700 quid's worth of a machine, But since I bought this, a little over a year and a half ago, there has been the S7 and the S8, and I presume that the S9 is going to be coming out pretty quickly. But what does it, it's no better than this one. There might be little fandangles, and it's certainly not worth spending another 700 euros on it. So I had, my previous phone was an iPhone 4, and that lasted me for a long time, and the only reason I changed it was because it just didn't have the memory anymore, and it was slowing down, and that's what happens. You change things like these. But with humans it's different, right? When we slow down, we get better. I think we tend to think more about things. We tend to look at things from a completely different perspective, and I think that should be valued. It is valued in most areas of life. It's just we're under the impression that once we do get to a certain age in life, that we get stuck in our ways, can't teach an old dog new tricks and all that kind of stuff. So if you've seen any old person that has got a hold of a phone or an iPad, we gave my partner's mother a tablet, and it took her a while to get used to the whole thing, and the whole thing was novelty, the touch screen and all that kind of stuff. But I tell you what, now you see her and she's on Facebook and she's sharing and she's posting, and she's in her 80s, this woman. And if you can't teach an old dog new tricks, then what's she doing with a tablet? The thing about the human brain is that it's changeable, right? It's called neuroplasticity, and this means that one part of your brain can change for another part, right? So if you damage one part of your brain, another part of your brain will take it up the slack, right? It will take up where the old part left off. So neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change, right? Not only to change the way it thinks, right? And to change habits of a lifetime, but to change the way that it organizes itself around certain functions in the body. For instance, when people have strokes, right? There have been known to, for people to lose the ability to use one of their limbs or several of their limbs, but with practice and with patience and with persistence, they can relearn how to use those limbs, because the part of the brain that's damaged, those abilities will move on to another part of the brain, and another part of the brain will adapt to take over the function. So they can learn to fully use those areas of their bodies, whether it's a lost limb or whether it's lost speech, many different areas. And they're only just learning about this kind of stuff, how the brain changes in order to adapt itself to a changing environment. And that's basically what we do. We live in a changing environment. So, life is all about change. As I've said many times, either you make the change happen or the change will happen to you. You self-directed change is all about moving yourself in the direction that you want the change to take you, right? And it just means that when you think about changing your life and you think about all the things that you want to do in your life, don't be afraid of any of these old sayings, because that's all they are. They're just stupid sayings. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Maybe you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I tell you what, you can certainly teach an old human new tricks. So no matter what it is that you want in life, just go for it. Take it step by step, take it bit by bit, take it moment by moment, and learn the skills as you go along. So long as you can learn how to do something new, you can learn how to do anything new. If we can get an 80-plus-year-old lady to learn how to use a tablet and to use it pretty good, then the world's our oyster. Look, I'm going to leave it there, otherwise I'm going to be rambling. If you have any questions at all, then leave a comment down below. If you want to come over to the website, we're at habitsunplugged.com. Leave a comment there, or just sign up for our newsletter. Just leave your name and email address. Not sure what we're going to be doing in that yet, but you'll definitely get the updates, every update that comes out. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Habits Unplugged. Remember that habits are all about persistence. Repetition is the key to habit building or habit breaking. So if you persist, you will change, right? You will make any change happen. You will make those new tricks happen if you embrace the change and persist with the change. Take care of yourself. Bye now.